Hey guys, welcome back to the new video in our web scraping in Python series. In this video, I will introduce you to the way of extracting data using a library called Beautiful Soup. So we will talk about Beautiful Soup and then we will also talk about how exactly you can use Beautiful Soup, and we will see how we can fetch the elements coming from the byte text in the HTML which comes as a block. How can you fetch specific elements out of that text with the help of Beautiful Soup? Now, this thing we can also do while writing our own codes, but it is more time consuming as compared to doing it with the help of the Beautiful Soup library. And in the upcoming video, you will also see the selectolex being used as compared to Beautiful Soup and doing work more efficiently. But in this video, we will talk about Beautiful Soup. So let's get started and have an introduction to it. So, Beautiful Soup is actually used to pull data out of your HTML or XML files. Now, if I just try to replicate the information in a diagram, then basically, if I think of this as a response coming in HTML via server, so a response, and this response we actually make some request, and then server actually respond us back in HTML string. Then what we can do is we need to get extraction of important data, like because we are doing web scraping, so we want to extract data out of this HTML string which server has send us back. So in here actually we need to use Beautiful Soup. So basically, if you think of Beautiful Soup, this is just acting for us as a mediator and getting out the data which server is sending as an HTML. So if we want to get to that long HTML text sent by server and we want to fetch some elements, we can actually apply Beautiful Soup. So now that you have an introduction to Beautiful Soup, I'll take you to my desktop and then we will explore how exactly we can use it practically. So let's go to my desktop now. So now we are going to find out what exactly is the version of Beautiful Soup so that we can install it. So we'll go to Google and search here for Beautiful Soup version, and yeah, I just click on it and let me increase the size for you. Yeah. So we'll see exactly what version is coming. So the name is Beautiful Soup 4 and the version is 4.12.2. And here it also gives you the command which we need to use. So I'll just copy this and then I'll go to my CMD. And in CMD, I'm going to install it. So I'll just copy pasted the command which was given to us. And we'll wait for it. So it says requirement already satisfied because I have already installed it. But once you are going to do it, it is actually going to install it for you. So this is done. I'll just close this, and okay, here it's some parts of also exactly how you use and get through the tree diagram and fetch different elements coming up through. So let's go to my code editor, and here exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to create a new file. So I'm just giving it some random name. I just say Beautiful Soap training. All right. Now what we have to do, we have to import the request library first of all, because we will use a Beautiful Soup integrated with the request library. First, request library will be used to get to the block content which was coming in bytes from the server, and then Beautiful Soup will be used as a third party tool to get different elements through that. The first thing I'm going to write is the import command for the request library. So I'll write import request, and now I'm going to use the other command for importing your Beautiful Soup. So I'm like import bs4, and I'll write the name of the All right. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to use a response function, and then this from this response function, we are going to visit a particular URL. So first of all, let's take the HTTP code for that URL. So I'm going to use this time books to script. So I'll just write books to script. Yes. Yeah, this is the first one, and this is what we are going to scrape from, and it says also we love being scraped. So I'll just copy this. A nice style line though. We love being scraped. So it can clearly mention that it's royalty free and all sort of. So what I'll do, I'll go to VS Code now. And in VS Code now I'm going to create the response function. So our RESP equals to r.get. And now I'm going to paste the URL which we will get. So what this will do, this will create the response function and get us the thing we wanted. So I'll just run this. And if I want to see the status, it would be, I just have to write the print status for RESP, but I know exactly this is working. So I'm not going checking for the status yet. So I'll just say print resp.content. So in order to see how exactly it looks like. So as expected, this will come as a block content and in bytes, which will be too long to actually make sense of. And this is what exactly it has come up like this. Okay. So what I'm going to do next is that I'm going to create an element, and in that element, we will actually use to scrape different parts of the content we have got from the response function. So let's write that down, and I'll write soup, and I'll write beautiful soup. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to write that this is what exactly the prescribed content coming from the server which you have to use, and then you have to do extraction out of it. So for extraction, I am writing here HTML parser. Now, if I talk about HTML parser is by default used by Beautiful Soup, and we can also use LXML in order to boost the performance of Beautiful Soup, but I'm just using the default here for simplicity reasons. And later on, when we move to different library of extraction like SelectOlex, when we will be using, we will see that Beautiful Soup can anyways outperform even if we use LXML. So for simplicity, let's move with the HTML. But yeah, you must know that if we use LXML, then we can outperform this. But then SelectOlex will outperform altogether the everything we are doing here. So next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to check exactly if what is exactly the type of this soup, because we have created this. We must see exactly how exactly this looks like, because it has a response function content, which is, so let's wait for it, and it says it has this content. Okay, class BS4 beautiful soup, just like that. All right, now since it's a new representation of the HTML document, let's try to extract few things from it. So suppose we want to extract the basically the title tag for the link we have been using books to script. So in order to extract that, I'll write print soup dot. Let's see what has come as a response. So it says title is your all products books to script. Let's check what exactly this is showing us. So we'll go back to books to script, and in books to script, if I click on inspect, just increase the size for you. If I click on inspect, and then in inspect, if I just go to head and open title, then it actually shows this. So this is exactly what book to script is actually showing us, and this was in header. I'll just go back to JS. Yeah. So this was exactly we have extracted using Beautiful Soup. So if you understand the strength of it now, we are going to inspect, we are going to head, and then we are extracting the title. which we are not doing via browser but via library. So how deeper we are going in, and we can actually go much more further when we use a library like Beautiful Soup, because it can actually go to different branches of the same tree and fetch out all the required things for us. All right. So next, what we are going to do is we are going to move into tags. So I'll print first h1 tag and see print dot h1, and let's run this. So if you see in the h1 tag, we have all products. Now I'll just make these as comments so that they don't run next time. And we will go and fetch the div now. So there will be different div in the HTML document. Let's try to fetch one of the divs. So let's soup.div and see what exactly this gives us. So if you see here, we have got the first div. We have a div class and then a div row, and then inside div there is more information. So I'll just give it a name. I'll write first underscore div is equals to soup.div, since soup.div is giving us this. And now I will ask for the attribute of this div. So I'll write print first underscore div, and in order to get the attribute, I just have to write attrs. Now we'll run this. Similarly, I can also ask for the class of this div, type of this div using that function. And here, so similarly, I can also ask for the type, which is BS4. I already know. But if I write print type first div, it will tell me the type of the div also. Here, if you see, we have got page inner, and this is coming as a list because different divs will have different attributes. So that is why it is coming as a list. Now, what another thing we can do is, since we have div here, we are actually, if want some information from this div, then we can go to that div also. And for that, I just have to use div into div and div, because this is on the third div, that information. So I'll just write print. This is where I have actually started with the div. Now I'll go to second div and I'll go to third div, and then I'll ask for the attrs. Now what it will do, it will give me the information which is in the third div, which is this information. So let's run this. I'll just run. So we have got this in. I'll make this as a comment. So this is how exactly we can move into divs and get the information which is required. Also, as a web scraper, when you're working, you just wanted to get the information, and that is how you get through it. But when you are working on an organization as a developer, you want to execute different functions and see what exactly happens. In that case, you can also change whatever the content is in the trees. So suppose here we have column SM8 H1, and I want more information, or probably I wanted to append this information which is containing here. I can do that also. So I'll just give you an example of that. If I write first underscore div, and then I'll get to that point where this information is stored. And now here I can actually change class. So I'll write class, and now I can say append, and here I can write whatever text I want to. So I'll just write statistics explained, and this will append the information here. Now I'll just print this and see what exactly has happened. So appending is not much part of a web scraper thing, but that is just to show you how exactly you can modify the things. We'll see what actually comes up. So now if you see here, it is column S1, 8, H1, and this is what we have actually appended. And since we have used 3 divs, that is why this is appended. If I just delete these two, then the first div should be containing our information. And if you see here, now I have call SM18 because this is not appended, but here which mentions statistics. So yeah, I think that is what I wanted to introduce you to, how exactly you work around Beautiful Soup with the tags and other parts. In the upcoming videos, we'll see more of that stuff. I think that is all for this video. Thank you.